Hello and welcome to my video for today. We are going to be talking about my top 10 favorite sports romances of all time. Sports romances, especially hockey, but in general, are some of my favorite books. It's one of my favorite subgenres of romance. So we will go in order of 10 to number 1. So let's just jump right into it. I'm so excited for this video. But yeah, let's go ahead and start. First up, we have Hail Mary by Candy Steiner. This is part of her Red Zone Rivals series. This is a football romance series. And this one follows, Mary and Leo. Leo is like kind of cocky and arrogant, and Mary is very, not your typical girl who would go for a football guy, if that makes sense. Like, she's not the stereotypical girl. He's very much the stereotypical football guy. And she does not like him. She actively hates him. They've known each other for a really long time. There's a history between them. She has reasons to not like him. And it's following them as they kind of become friends, and then what we see from there on. I think this was my favorite in the series. Blindside was the one that popped off, but I love this book so much. Next up, I have From Luke Off with Love by Mariana Zapata. This is a figure skating romance between Jasmine and Ivan, and they are kind of, they butt heads. And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, that she's just kind of put off by their rivalry within the figure skating community. And there's a really sweet, like, taking care of her scene where you kind of start to get the idea that, oh, he cares about her. There's also a really good declaration of love scene in this book. It's on my November TBR, just because I want to reread it. And I love Mari so much. She does the best slow burn romances. So I'm so excited to reread this. And then I have Everything for You by Chloe Leese. This is part of the Bergman Brothers series that she did. As well as Oliver and Gavin play soccer, which I love soccer. It's my favorite sport. And Oliver is kind of a new star being added to the team, and Gavin has been on the team for a few years, and he kind of feels like he's starting to be overlooked. It's also Grumpy Sunshine, which is really fun to read about. Oliver, you've seen him throughout the series till this point, being this like fun, bubbly presence, and then Gavin is very grumpy. But we see them as they transition into being co-captains and then forming a friendship and then their romance, and it's really, really good. Then I have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is a college figure skater and hockey player romance. But we follow Anastasia and Nate in this. And Anastasia is a doubles figure skater, and her partner just starts throwing up red flags, and Nate kind of steps in and helps her while he's unable to be her partner. They are really good partners for each other. They help each other with a lot. And it's not just a silly, goofy, fun time. It is for the most part, but there are some heavier themes discussed. So it's always nice to see that in a sports romance, and I adore this series. Then I have Always Only You by Chloe Leese, again, part of the Bergman Brothers series. This one follows Rin and Frankie. Rin is on the hockey team in their city, and Frankie is the social media manager. She has arthritis and deals a lot with that. And I don't have arthritis, but I believe it was a good representation of that. It's also reverse Grumpy Sunshine, so she's super grumpy, he's super sunshine, and it's really sweet to see her walls kind of come down because of how persistent he is with loving her, but also just showing up. I really enjoyed this book. This was one of my favorites in the series. The whole series is so good, and most of them follow someone in sports. So, the book that started it all, the obsession with sports romance, and that is The Score by Elle Kennedy. I love Elle Kennedy. She is such a good hockey romance writer. This will stay a 5-star for me. It's not because it's the best story or the best literature or the best writing or anything like that. It's just kind of a nostalgic, thank you for getting me really super into romance kind of read. I love this series, and it's so nostalgic. But we follow Dean De Laurentiis, love him, as well as Allie, who is a theater girl. She's an actress. He is on the hockey team, and he's like the bad boy who is really known for being a womanizer. And they have this like one night together, and she doesn't want anything to do with him afterwards, and he is like a puppy dog to her. And it was really, really sweet. And I love that trope where it's like bad boy sleeping with all these women, like, I don't want a girlfriend, you can't hold me down, to, oh, she's perfect for me, I love her, and I'm changing my ways. I love that trope, like that micro trope. I don't know why, but I love it, obviously. And then I have this behemoth, which is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. Can you tell I love Mari? This is, why is my bookmark still in here? This is about Aiden and Vanessa. Aiden is a professional football star, and Vanessa starts the book off as his personal assistant, and it goes from there. Basically, it's marriage of convenience. It's very, very, very grumpy man, sort of grumpy woman, but more sunshine. And there's a really sweet scene in an elevator. You can really tell that they care about each other and that they love each other, and it is worth the insane page count that it is. I love this book, love these characters. We also follow Vanessa as she tries to have her career take off, and we get to follow what that experience is like for her. I love this book. Okay, this is the top 3. We're in the top 3, which is just amazing. Hi, Bubba's. My dog is laying right there. He looks so cute. He's laying down. So yes, we're in the top 3. The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. I love this book. So in this, we're following Gigi relationship with Ryder. So Gigi is the daughter of Graham and Hannah from the first book in the off-campus series, which is The Deal. We get to follow Gigi as she tries so hard to qualify for the women's national team so that she can go to the Olympics, because she doesn't have very many options in women's hockey to kind of to create like more opportunity for herself. So she does have a few spots that she needs to work on, and so she gets Ryder's help in working on those, and Ryder needs help with something else in exchange. And so there's kind of the mutual benefit, I guess, of that partnership. And in that, they kind of become friends with benefits, right? I really liked the little subtle nods, and sometimes not so subtle nods, to the characters of the first series. We got to see her uncles in this, And so it was weird seeing them as like proper adults, but also really cool. And yeah, this was so good. Like, so good. And it had been a while since we got an Elle Kennedy hockey romance, and it's huge. Like, she doesn't write books this big. I mean, she does, obviously, but like, I don't think she had until this point. So, yeah, it was really fun getting to see these characters, and I like the second book in the series, so I'm excited and hopeful for the next one. All right, in second place, I have Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in the Chestnut Springs series. This is following the Eaton family. But yeah, I love Rhett and I love Summer so much. Rhett is a professional bull rider. He comes from a very large family, and they're really into ranching, and they're proper cowboys. And Summer is his publicist's daughter. So there's a little bit of a different dynamic where she's kind of supposed to be his babysitter, and they really do not like each other at all. And then they form a bond, and it's so sweet and such a good time. And if you haven't read, first of all, if you haven't read anything by Elsie Silver, you should definitely do that. But if you haven't read the Chestnut Spring series, you need to. 5 books, so good. I love this series. Okay, and then number 1, my favorite sports romance of all time. Did not think I would ever say this about a baseball romance. But my favorite sports romance of all time is Play Along by Liz Tomford. This is the 4th book in the Windy City series. So it follows Isaiah, who is on the baseball team. We're also following Kennedy, who's one of the only sports doctors on the team, and she's the only woman working for the team as of right now. She's dealing with a lot in her work life, and he's dealing with a lot mentally, emotionally, mental health wise. And they kind of just have like a few time in Vegas, and they get married. And it's about them kind of realizing what they mean to each other, and it's so sweet. I think about this all the time, and it's so good. Like, I relate so much to Isaiah when he's talking about his anxiety towards other people, like towards the people in his life. He's constantly worrying about them. He has his own demons that are trying so hard to attack him, and he is working through that, and he's trying so hard to be the best version of himself. And he very much embodies that, like, happy and sunshine to everybody, but on the inside, like, screaming, crying. And it was really cool to see that portrayed in a book. But so good. But yes, those are my 10 favorite sports romances of all time. And I read a lot of sports romance. Like, most of the books that I read are sports romances. Just such a good time. They're so fun. And it's not even that I love sports that much. It's just that I don't even know. I don't know why we love sports romance so much, but we do. We do. And I'm totally fine with that. I love all 10 of those books so much, and I hope that if you decide to pick one up, you like it too. And if you liked this video, please give it a like. Please comment down below. Have you read all of these books? Have you not? Which ones do you want to read? And then, as always, subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. Bye.